Hello everyone and welcome to QOCO headquarters in Helsinki metropolitan area of Espoo. I am Tomi Kaukinen, I'm head of marketing at QOCO Systems and I will be hosting this webinar. With me today we have who?
Hi, I'm Mikko Lietsalmi. I'm a business development director for QOCO and focusing on many of the customers that we have.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, and Ville Santaniemi. I'm a partner at QOCO Systems and working as a customer success manager, working closely with all our customers and all of our products.
And customers we have all around the world, but today our focus is going to be on assignment, right?
Exactly, about how to plan your workforce.
And that is something that's highly relevant, and for those who have been in the different events all across the world, one of the main topics, of course, everywhere is regarding to the upcoming resource shortage. And I think it's being almost talked about so that, I wouldn't say your eyes are bleeding, but everyone is aware of this fact. So let's have a look here about the latest Boeing pilot technician outlook for the years 2023 to 2042. There's a lot of shortages everywhere, of course, but where we come in, we're talking about almost 700,000 maintenance technicians. How is it out in the field when you meet with customers? How is this addressed currently?
Well, currently, of course, it's the typical way is just to try to hire new people. And of course, because everybody's hiring, there's just like a competition between the qualified workforce.
Are there any other ways that they're trying to deal with this?
Well, not really. It is just like trying to get more people and of course trying to get more technicians in the field, training, but then of course it's always in the end it's about how to get the best and the most qualified people for your company.
And Ville, you have a long experience from the aviation industry as well. How do you see the development in the last 10 years, let's say, in this particular segment?
Well, definitely, I think one of the challenges is that this situation is not resolved quickly because it takes a long time to train the technicians.
Yeah.
And the solutions are actually needed almost immediately. So necessarily just finding the workforce, it's not going to be a solution, but there has to be some other ways that how to actually improve the daily work of the technicians and how to get, let's say, the most out of the resources that you already have.
And it's not that easy to solve, because it's not just that you can hire anyone from the street, because these are complex tasks that they have to do, and it's a long training, and they need to have experience for many years to be really qualified and good technicians. So there's not like an immediate solution that everyone can have.
Yeah, exactly. And this ties into the fact that many of the processes, I mean, if you look at the aviation industry itself, it's usually cutting edge technology in the planes and around. But when it comes to maintenance, there is technology lag, wouldn't you say?
There is a technology lag because many of these, like how to plan so that you would utilize your workforce in the best possible way. Because of course, one way to at least to help with the challenge is that you would actually utilize your workforce to the top.
Yes. As
well as you can. But like when you start planning, it's quite complex because you have to take into account many parts of the data. The turnarounds of the aircraft, how many people with what qualifications you have, and so forth.
Shifts, it's a lot of stuff.
Exactly. And in the end, it means that you cannot really completely utilize the workforce you have. And that is also causing problems that you don't have enough people.
Yeah, so we have underutilization and on top of even having a resource shortage.
Exactly. So it's a double problem.
Yes, exactly. So let's move on to check a little bit about the production planning, because it's not that simple as it might seem. I don't know if it even seems simple, but it's not that simple.
Exactly.
So let's have a look at the current process here. So Mikko, can you open this up a bit for us?
Yeah, we just have little picture here on the left-hand side, and you can imagine that there will be something else in the middle of the picture that we will talk more about. But let's focus now first about what are the parts of production planning. Well, basically you have three systems or three areas of data that you need to take into account. So first you have the M&E system, where you have all the work packages, work orders, things and tasks you have to do for each individual aircraft. And of course they are regulated, there's some flexibility, but still you have to take that into account. Then you have the workforce. You know, the people, they have different qualifications and skills and availabilities. When they are available, sometimes they get sick. So you have to take that into account. So that first you have tasks you have to do, then you have people, when they are available, what they can do, what they are allowed to do, and then of course in the end they are the aircraft, and you take into account from the flight operation systems when they are available. So you
delays
get exactly. So you get the turnarounds from the flight operation systems, and what makes it really challenging is that those who are planning, workforce planners, allocators, you know, they have different titles in different companies. They are basically trying to make this like a million-piece puzzle put together. So like a lot of data. And what is really challenging is that there are so many variables, like in the work packages. Inside work package, there are work orders, individual tasks. Can you do those things at the same time, or do you have to wait for the first to complete to continue with the next? You have to basically keep all that data in almost like in your mind. Yeah. So it's like impossible puzzle.
Constant changes.
Exactly.
Yes. Constant changes.
Exactly. Yeah. Like an impossible puzzle you have to manage. So in the end, what actually happens is that workforce planners or production planners, they are not really making planning, but they just try to fix the problem.
Yeah, it's reactive rather than proactive.
Exactly. So trying to just get all the data and try to make it fix. And if it fix like 80%, it's like, okay, good enough. We can probably go with that.
Yeah. It's funny how these haven't been addressed maybe on a larger scale, or maybe some solutions do exist, but it's still very complex and slow.
It is very complex, and of course there are different ways to solve it. So it's not just that you have to take all that data into your head. You know, of course, in the most crude way, it's like you have just printed papers where you try to kind of mix and match all the data. Yeah. But like Excel sheets, some like individual solutions that many companies have tried to create, but there's not like there has not been like universal good solution that would solve this problem.
Oh, do you have something in mind?
I think so.
Should we bring out the magic box in the middle?
Let's do it.
Let's bring out the magic box. Whoa, there we go.
Okay, so what if we had this kind of solution where...
What if
we had a solution where there's a system that automatically kind of makes that puzzle, that impossible puzzle, so that assignment of tasks are done automatically. So mixing and matching, exactly. Yeah. And then actually what the planners, what they can do and where they can focus, then they just basically review that, is this plan okay? And if there are issues like, okay, even though we try to mix and match, we don't have enough people, or something happens, so aircraft is delayed, then the planner actually is planning for those. And then once you are reviewed, then you can actually execute the plan and you can monitor how it's going, you can actually see it. And if something happens, you can then dynamically reallocate. Say an aircraft is delayed, then the system can automatically see that, okay, what impact that has, and automatically reallocate. And then you can monitor how it went. As we discussed about that longer term planning, do we have enough people, maybe too many for this skill? Are we making our planning properly, and so forth?
And we're talking huge financial benefits from
absolutely. We have made some calculations that for a average size airline, we are talking about like 10 million euros or dollars a year that you can save with proper planning.
So I guess you asked just recently, what if this product exists? And what if I told you that this product exists?
It does, actually.
It's magic. Oh, it's here. You can see flight up system, the M&E system, an HR card. And the tagline is, of course, increase staff utilization and improve fleet availability. So what do we see here?
All right, so let's go through this quickly. So on the left-hand side, where you can see tails, they are actually turnarounds from the flight operation systems. In the middle, there's just one box right now, but when we scroll a little bit down, we can see more. There are work orders for those turnarounds. And then on the right-hand side, over here, we have the workforce available. So this is getting all that information and putting that all together. But right now, of course, we can see that they are not allocated. So this is the starting point. Exactly. There's
0%
0% allocated. So this is the starting point. So that you have data from all those three systems, but not allocated yet.
So a granular overview, basically, you have the flight numbers here. And when it comes to technicians, you also have them sorted by skills.
Sorted by skills, but then also sorted by where they are available. Some are available in certain hangar, and some are available at the apron. So basically, you can also decide how you want to sort and what you want to see. So let's look a little bit about that. So you can actually, on the top here, you can see that there's a base. So you can select which base you want to have, what areas do you want to have apron, which hangars, which day, so, and which work shift exactly, and all this is made so that it's easy to configure for the customer. So if they, for example, have 12-hour work shifts, 2 per day, it shows here.
Yeah.
Then
finally, you have the aircrafts.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, and you actually have these filters what you want to see. So, for example, when I'm starting planning, I want to hide those turnarounds that don't have any work packages. So I just click here, and now we have just those that have work packages visible. Then you can also select which aircraft you want to see, and so forth.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and all these turnarounds are, of course, currently in the London Heathrow as selected there. So
yeah,
exactly.
It shows when the aircraft are available for the maintenance.
Exactly, and then you can see also which flights they are coming from, arriving, which flights are they
then
departing.
we have Charles de Gaulle here.
Exactly, yeah. Amsterdam and so forth, arriving from JFK, departing then for JFK and so forth. You can see when they are supposed to arrive, when they are supposed to leave, flight numbers and so forth. There may be some remarks about the flights and so forth. All this information is coming from the flight operation systems.
And if you want to have a little bit of a look on the work orders, you can simply check there and
see. Then you can see what is included in that work order. Right now, there are two work orders in the work package. You can see which qualifications are needed, when it is supposed to start, which work order, and so forth.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. But this is not the magic yet.
No, we have something more.
So from the puzzle analogy, so these are just the pieces there.
Exactly. Yeah. These are the pieces of the puzzle, but they are not put together yet.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to show us some of the magic?
Let's do it. So let's look at one of these. So why don't we just take, okay, for example, this one, which will be arriving at 11:30 from JFK, and we just click that work package open, and now what we can see here, we can actually now see the work orders, and you can zoom in, you can have a closer look at that, you see when the shifts are changing and so forth. So for example, in this work package, the shift will be changing in the middle of that latter work order, for example, here. Now what we can do is that if we can also look at each of these work orders, that what is required for them. Now we can see that what is available there. And now if we look at when we go and start planning, I just click that one button, which is like start planning. Now we can actually see on the right hand side, if you look at the people on the right hand side, when I click these work orders, it is changing because it is actually now showing that who are available that would be qualified and they have the skills for this work order. So many times what happens is that planners, they know that this person would be excellent for that task, for that aircraft.
Yeah.
So it's not just that let the automation do everything, but they are like, okay, I know that this person, if that person is available, I want to have that person. So let's do it. Let's take one person. And of course, all this data is demo data. So we have like too many people available that in reality we would have. Which is
an ideal scenario.
Yeah, which is of course nice for the demo, but in reality it's like when we talked about this workforce shortage, the list of the people would be much shorter.
It will be empty.
Almost. So we can see about
Robert's
the person,
William.
yeah, and then we can just track and drop that person there. And
There we
now
go.
that reserved for the time that person is available. And now I can look at the person and select, okay, I want to have that person for that work order. And there
Done.
it is. And then I can tell the system, okay, I'm happy with that. Let's just hit the magic wand.
Yeah, because what you did now was a manual transfer.
Exactly. So this is like what people can be doing today with Excels and all that. So just putting all the data and just trying to mix and match everything manually. But when you have like 100 aircraft, 200 aircraft, and you have like thousands of people, and everything is dynamic, changes happening all the time, it's like too much to handle. Because again, like we discussed earlier, you have to also understand what tasks can be done at the same time, what have to be done first, what after that. So let's hit the magic wand and let the system decide the rest. And now we can see 96%. That's really good. Why not 100? Well, there are people over there. They need to have breaks. They need to have time to walk to the aircraft and so forth. If I'm happy, I just say, yes, let's save it. Now it's saved. And then basically what the planner is doing, the planner is targeting to have everything green. So if the whole screen just shows green, I'm happy, everything can be done. Now you can maybe see that there's something red over there as well. What actually that means is that for some companies, they have planners that plan the production, and then they have supervisors or some people who then approve those plans. And that's for that. So you can see that there's a little bit tick mark over there. So now I can approve it. Yeah, looks good. I approve it, and now it's green.
You approved it.
I did.
Oh.
I did. And that looks good.
So one click.
Yeah, exactly. And now we can go actually to the big picture. What if there was a system that can do all that automatically? Because of course then you can go back and see that, okay, maybe I want to change that a little bit, which you can do. But what if we have like a lot of work packages, and you have to do all that like work packages per work package.
Yeah.
But let's look at the top right corner. There's magic one also over there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let's not hope for a demo effect now.
So I can actually then make automatic allocation for all the work packages that we have over there. And now we can see all done, 102%, 100%, 95%, everything is green. And then of course they are not approved by the supervisor, so I can go and look at that and see that, okay, does it look good? It does.
Confirm.
Yeah, confirm.
So we're moving from planning to reviewing.
Yes.
Absolutely. And when, in some cases, of course, it happens that it's not green. It may be yellow or red, basically like traffic lights. So what if there's just like 50% capability to complete that work order? Then the planner starts to do their work, because that's what they are for.
And as we talked about earlier, flight operations and flights are uncertain. Things can happen, and you never know if you're watching the system. Oi, what happened?
There's a delay, as we discussed earlier. the planner is focusing on the reds, so like traffic lights, and now there's one red, and this is like just 5 minutes delay.
But could it be weather, maybe?
Yes. So of course the flight operations, it's very, very sensitive. Like it could be some airport issues, weather issues. But now actually there's something. Yeah. So there was initially a small delay, but now it seems that the situation has gotten worse.
Exactly. And now what it actually shows is that also the whole work order is surrounded by this red color, which means that actually, because the flight is delayed so much, the start of the work order is actually before the aircraft arrives, because now it's so much delayed, and that means that because it's red, it means that it needs your attention. What do you do? Do you need to replan the work package, work orders? You do. So now this is for your attention.
So now you start working on the work orders, redoing them or highlighting them?
Yeah, I think in this kind of scenario, probably they would have to look at the content, that if there's something that can be done later on or something like that. So kind of replanning the maintenance work.
Exactly.
So maybe there's some turbulence over the Atlantic here.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
And JFK weather conditions, maybe, perhaps some snow. It's this time of the year, you know.
Oh, what happened? Oh, they cancelled it.
Exactly. And now you can see that the whole the whole turnaround is now red. So if there were like more work packages, all that, now we know that you cannot do any of those because it's cancelled. So now it's replanning of all of those work orders. And what is also good with that one is that you also get notifications. If you look at the upper right corner, there's now something showing there. So actually you do get notifications of those. So for example, for a planner, when you are doing your daily work and you are focusing on many turnarounds and work packages and all that, you actually do get the notification even if it's not on your screen at the moment, because you have to do something right now.
And the important thing is that all this is configurable, so you don't get notifications for everything that's irrelevant, but only the ones that actually have an impact on your plan.
Yeah. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. So it was definitely worth the one more time jobs play around. But okay, great. Let's move on to settings.
Exactly. So as we discussed, you can configure pretty much everything here so that it fits your company. So now we can see over there's management, so allocations. Let's start from that one. So what is your effective working hours? So we have to understand that people are not machines. You know, you have to have certain breaks. You have to reserve time in the beginning and in the end of the shift to change your clothes, for example, and so forth. And that you can configure here because some companies, some regulations are different, so you can do that. And as you can see, a lot of these can be configured. Also, what qualifications your company has, what skills your company has, what are the roles of the people, do you need to have that supervisor to approve your plans and so forth. And then also, as we discussed earlier, also shifts. For this demo company, we have 3 shifts that one of the shifts actually go over. It's a night shift, go over the day change. And you can configure all that. So if you have like 2 shifts, 12 hours, you can have all that. So instead of like coding and kind of developing something for your company, it can be easily configured. And also where we are really good at is also to integrate to those systems.
Yeah. So we mentioned in the beginning that there are typically those 3 systems that could be separate. Of course, all the information could also be in one system. It doesn't matter. So we can get all the source information that we need from the different systems. So we have a flexible API that we use, and then we have a lot of experience with integrating different systems, whether it's a maintenance information system or flight operation system or HR system. So we have done it all.
So if you as an airline or MRO use Amos Trax, Verion, SAP, whatever it is, we can solve it.
Exactly. And many times people are a little bit worried about these integrations because they are used to like months and maybe years long setups and integration projects. Now with this one, we talk about weeks. So it's completely different.
I wish we could continue for a lot longer. This has been crammed with good information, and thanks to everyone involved. Thank you, Mikko. Thank you, Ville. I'm
Thank
Tomi,
you.
and live here from QOCO Systems in Espoo, Finland. Thank you so much for following this webinar, and I hope we'll see you in demo booking maybe.
I hope so.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.